Hey everyone, it is 11:04 after hours, and let's see here. I'm going to do a short video just recapping the action with the earnings reports that are coming after hours. So just in case you don't know which ones they are, we're having these guys report. So I'll go down, not the list the way it is right now. I'm going to go straight to Peloton. It's the disaster. So let me see here. I can't even find. Okay, this is where it is right now. So clearly a huge rejection, down 25%. Now, if you told me technically that it went to here, I would have told you this would have been fair game, because technically this looks like a neckline that needed to hold, and it's like razor sharp. Look at it. Big bounce in May, big bounce in October. You cannot lose it. Lower high is okay, but you can't lose support. Let me see. Was there? Oh, okay. So another big bounce from here. So this was critical to hold. Let me see. These are my lines from before the actual report happened. Therefore, the technical picture is unfolding like almost perfectly. Sad that it's happening on one headline. So now they're flushing it all out. I looked at, you know me, I don't want to say, oh, they missed this and they missed that. So the quarter wasn't great, but what they had nothing good to offset the bad. If they punished good reports down 8 to 20%, the other ones we've reviewed this week, they're going to punish one that's bad, heavy. So the sales increase over last year was small, 6%. The earnings miss was huge, and I'm not saying miss the estimates, like they got worse, but of course they had huge problems. They had deaths and all of that, so they probably threw the kitchen sink in it. Hopefully they did. Now, is this a catchable knife? It is, because look left. Look, this here is a possibility. This note was from before. I haven't touched the chart. I just opened the chart. So this here is a possibility from prior notes. And where it is right now, it's that blue line. This makes for a good buy the dip opportunity. So I'm going to give you two lines, one right here, which is 58, and one right here, which is 69. Those are important. This box right there from the daily chart is important. They rallied and then failed. I mean, these look like nothing, but they're big swings. I mean, that's a 16% swing from here to here. And then they rallied, and then they failed, and then they finally broke out from it. So this line matters a lot. What is it? 69 and change. Just round it. Take 69 or 70, whichever works for you. It's going to mean something. So tomorrow, my gut is that they will try to hold it, that 70 level. After hours, they went as low as 62, I believe, and actually they're 64 right now, so they did go to 62-ish. And let me go verify. They did not. 63.77 was the low so far. All right, so keep in mind that they might hold 70. Keep in mind that when it opens tomorrow, they will try to reach anything they did overnight. So if they went down to 63.70, they will try to get there during the day. If they open at 70, expect a $7 drop, $6 drop, maybe. Yeah, don't assume that that's it. But they will try to hold 70, 69, 68. And if they get to 60, it would make for a great entry point from a technical perspective. Now, the results were bad. They guided lower too, so there was no good news in it. There's no good news in it. And in the week when they're punishing good stocks like Moderna, increased sales 3,000%, and they dropped the stock so badly, you can't deliver a crap report and expect them not to punish you. So I don't have a trade on it. I would be tempted to trade it tomorrow, but that's a big drop, and it may need another day. So I'll evaluate it tomorrow. I just wanted to give you the heads up. Other ones are reporting. Square, a great company. The report itself was fine. They missed something somewhere. They guided softly, so it's down. They're having a conniption at down 5%. So that's a knife I would comfortably catch. Now, I showed you a video earlier today. I shared a video earlier today about MasterCard and Visa. So I don't know if they're moving in sympathy after hours. If MasterCard's flat, whoop, Visa. Yeah, they're flat, but they might move tomorrow in sympathy down with Square. Square might even open up. I'm not sure. So let's go back to Square. One. Okay, so where is it? It's right here. That's visual. So now it's in line with Visa and MasterCard, because Visa and MasterCard today were already closer to their bounce from October. So let me show you MasterCard. This is the bounce they just had, and Square was up here in relation. So now Square is, like Visa and MasterCard, closer. Visa is underperforming the other two. So MasterCard seems like the one to trade with sanity. Back to Square. One. It doesn't get old, man. It doesn't get old. Anyway, so I would catch the falling knife. And if I wanted to stop out for whatever reason, I mean, I have strong support. Buy the dip opportunity. I have these lines from before. So I would confidently buy it. Now, in the event this is lost, then technically it could drop to here. I don't see it doing it all by itself. Keep in mind, the stock market is at all-time high. So if the stock market hiccups for a couple of days, it could trigger something. So I do have an alert that will beep at me in the morning because it's right there, and my alert is right there. Most likely it will go beep at the open, among others. I have one lower to tell me to buy the dip, immediate stop. See my notes? I did not touch these. These are notes from before. Because if that fails, then I will get the chance to buy the dip here. And if this fails, forget about it. The markets are crashing. Okay, so that is Square. Who else is reporting? Pinterest, Uber, and Airbnb. So let's go to Uber. It's slightly up. Did they report already? Yeah, they did. Wild card. Let me bring them. So this is Uber right here. They were somewhere. They went down to here, which was this point. They went up to here, and now they're like flattish. So yes, they reported, and they loved it. They hated it. I didn't read the report. Chances are they didn't deliver anything this way or that way. But so they're right here. They're right in the middle of a couple of ranges we've been tracking inside both boxes. So nothing has changed. Range bound until something happens. If they break out of this line, I think it goes much, much, much higher with a lot of resistance in the way. It has a lot of support. This can be lost to fill this gap. But given that the knee-jerk reaction was to come down to here. In fact, I'm going to put that line on the chart. So 42.38, I think it was. So I'm going to move this one to here. I'm going to do it that way. Coordinate 42. So this way, the overnight, from the overnight, whoosh, earns. All right, so now I know. This is a visual representation of where they went on the knee-jerk reaction. So they went to 47 up to here. They came down to 48, and now they're in the middle. They don't know what they want to do. So either of those two breaches will bring movement in that direction. If they can take that out, 49-ish, they can set off on a rally. If they lose this, they may be able to fill this gap, and I would want to know about it here. So it is, whoever sold an iron condor most likely is going to win tomorrow. All right, so that is Airbnb is the other one. That was Uber. Airbnb is also flattish, but you saw it was the next one. That was Airbnb. So it is flattish right now. They went down to 167. They went up to 187. What? Okay, so they are here. They went, let me see here. Let's draw one here. And I feel like Bob Ross. Put this one here. Overnight reaction. Low. Copy paste. Somewhere up here. I'll double check that. High. I can't remember the numbers. Can you believe it? I'm getting old. 167, 187. All right. So now we can. Well, I balled it. Okay. All right. So now we have the range overnight. So when they get to here tomorrow, I don't start longs when the market opens. Wait to see if they can break through it. When they get to here tomorrow during market open, I don't start capitulating and buying puts and getting out of my longs. So if they open here, act. If they get to here, don't act, wait for the breach. If they get to here, don't act, wait for the breach. So if I'm holding calls and I open and it's somewhat even, I may get an opportunity to make money if I time it right. If I bought puts and it's even, I either get out of both situations because they're going to go up and they're going to go down. That's what they're going to try tomorrow. We'll see. So if I bought puts and it opens even, I may get the chance to offload the puts. On a drop, I would get out of the puts. On a rally, I would get out of the calls. I would re-engage with clarity if they were short-term trades. Otherwise, there's nothing to do. It's flattish on a huge reaction up and down for Airbnb. Meanwhile, there has been a breakout. So dips into here, I think will find support, and they will eventually take that out. And if they take that out, they would have finished this. And by the way, look at this. That was my line that I drew beforehand, and this is where they went. So we know our levels. I draw these lines based on prior history. So we know our levels. Okay, that's Airbnb. Let me see, where are we? Peloton, Airbnb. I think those are the, Pinterest. So I don't know what it did actually. Pins. It's up 6%. So it's up right there. So be careful with the bounce. This scenario is still in play. And by the way, it's not like razor sharp accurate. It's just to say that on bounce, it held a super important level to hold. Otherwise, it was going to do this. On this bounce, however high it goes, beware of the fade and then retesting the failed level that they bounced off of. And if it fails, they do this. So I do have an opportunity to get long, lower, maybe. I won't chase the open. But if I'm long, I'm okay. I should trim my longs as it bounces because it will find resistance. This is a weekly chart, so it's slow moving. If I wanted to go down to a daily chart to get a little bit better levels, wow, that was an incredible fail based on that PayPal headline, remember? Okay, so I can tell you that there are sellers definitely around 48, heavier sellers around closer to 50. If you get to 52, I think I would get out if I'm long. There's going to be a lot of sellers from 52 to 54, and I can't really time it right. So what you don't want to happen is it bounces and then faces those sellers I told you about, and then it comes back here for whatever reason. Again, the markets could bring it here, and then if the markets hiccup, it trips, and that's where I want to catch it, somewhere down here. Retry longs down here. So stop out, by the way, from prior notes. Okay, so that is pins. Do we have time? How are we doing on time? Anybody remember that? Okay, so let's leave it right there. So we just tackled a few tickers in 13 minutes. The recap is Peloton, wild action, deserved drop. How much of a drop? I'm not sure. There might be some other shoes to drop, meaning they might need another day. I mean, a candle this big, if they open from here to here, if they open down this much, might have consequences like operationally. For example, if somebody went long on margins, so they borrowed money against their asset, the new stock that they bought, and then now the formula, the margin requirements changes for their account, depends on the account size. They might be forced to liquidate to cover, the broker's on the hook, and the broker doesn't like it when they extend so far the balance. It's like buying a house and then the value of the house going down, then the bank is upside down, basically in trouble with you. So they might have another. That's why they say wait 3 days, because the person in trouble has 3 days to bring the cash into the account to cover the margin call. So if I get a margin call tomorrow, I have 3 days to cover it. So I can either bring money or they force me to sell something to cover it. And usually it's the stock that's in trouble. All right. That's why they have the 3-day rule. It's not a rule for me, it's just a possibility. But this is a big drop, so it could happen. All right, so that's the biggest one. Square is a viable dip, but probably I would play it with using either MasterCard or Visa, or I wouldn't do all three. Pinterest, be careful of the bounce. Uber, there's nothing to see. They went up, they went down. What we learned is we have a range now that we can trade, and that's it for now.